Okay, so I'm going to take you through 7 universal laws of success. Okay? Now these laws came, I don't want to say at a cost. It was a journey to understand these. And I still am working through these. But when I say universal laws, what do you think I mean by that?
Applicable anywhere.
Yeah. Awesome, brother. Like they're always present. Okay, let's imagine right now we all work together on a second story of a building. And one of you is like, hey, I actually don't believe in the law of gravity. And I'm going to walk out the window, right? What would we think? Crazy, yeah, right? Okay. Why? They're defying a law, aren't they? In this instance, it's a law of nature or a law of physics. Okay, so what I'm going to impress upon you today is that there is also, probably more than the 7 I'm going to share, there is more, but at least 7 universal laws that act the same way, same energy, same outcomes, that if you don't understand them or understand them, you're going to be fighting against them. And as you understand these, okay, you can quite literally change your destiny. Dig it? Okay, so the first law I want you to write down is the law of consistency / compound. Okay, so our goal, let's imagine, so I called it 7 universal laws of success, right? Here's our goal. Here's where we are, okay? And of course, we could say we're always present. There's always beauty in the present moment. There's all the gratitude, all that stuff. And also, we're moving towards something, aren't we? Okay, is the path to success a straight line? No, it looks like this, right? Right? Okay, sometimes we get off, sometimes come back on. Okay, so my goal is just to help this super squiggly line to look a little more straight. Not that it will be, it won't ever be straight, but to straighten it out a bit for you. Dig it? Okay. So what I want you guys to think about is this little story I'll frame up for you. Okay, I remember I was sitting at my kid's birthday party. We got him a piñata. Everybody know what a piñata is? Okay. So the kids are out there like whacking on the piñata. And Dad's, to be honest, I'm like over here, like on the tree, like, get this over with. You know? Okay, when are we done, right? And they're hitting the piñata. And they stop, and they look back, and they're like, Dad, can you just come hit this for us? We want the candy. Right? But guess what? That's what you're doing in your life. You want the candy, and you quit hitting the piñata. Oh, you laugh because you feel it, right? Because it's true. We all do it. I've done it plenty of times, okay? You've done it plenty of times. You're doing it right now. There's something that you want, a dream, a vision, but you thought success was a straight line. You want the candy. You thought it was going to be easy. So in that moment, I realized the universal law of consistency. I'm like, oh, shit. This is like way bigger than the kids hitting the fucking piñata right now. Right? Like, no. You hit the piñata. Then what happened? 1, 2, and then a little weak-ass hit, pop, and the whole thing came out, and there was the candy. And guess what? When the candy hits, there's enough for you and there's enough for everybody else. You got to keep hitting the piñata. Keep hitting the piñata. But to do that, you have to be willing to be embarrassed, to suck. And that's where you're fucking up. It's your ego. I have a theory, like, if you're not sharing and expressing, it's actually your ego that's in the way. The people that are sharing and expressing have less ego. Not always, right? There's different variances in that. Some of you don't give 2 shits, and that's cool too, right? But if you have a dream or a purpose or a passion, move towards it, right? So I'm in a creative writing class. It's an English class, and we had a creative writing assignment. In high school, I paid 0 attention. I just thought about girls in the weekend. That was it, just to be honest, okay? So I'm like, I just want to get out of here. I'm just trying to figure, not paying attention. We get this creative writing assignment. I couldn't write a complete sentence. Like legit, it just looked like this run-on. It looked like, the shorthanded text. Thanks, brother. The shorthanded text, like where you put instead of Y-O-U, you just put a U. That's how I wrote, okay? Because I was paying zero attention, all right? We get this creative writing assignment, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, right, creatively. And so the song was a heater at the time. So I'm like, I want to write down the lyrics throughout this song. So I'm like, so as I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. So I write these lyrics in my paper, okay? Turn it in. A couple days later, teacher comes in front of the class. She's like, class, you guys did a good job. But there's one student who really stood out. And I know it's not me, right? So I'm like doodling. I'm over here. And she goes, and it's Troy. And I remember I just stopped and I was like, no, it wasn't Troy. No. And so she takes my paper and reads it in front of the class. And I'm like, oh no. And so all the homies know what's up, right? They're like looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, chill, bro, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. Right? But I share that story because at 27 years old, I published a book. I wrote for the Reno Gazette Journal. I published 27 national articles, okay? I write my own sales copy. I teach people how to write sales copy. It's become one of my greatest strengths is writing. It's the motherfucking piñata right there, ain't it? Oh-ho. Right? Dig it? Okay. Okay, so you also, if you're consistent, get something called the compounding effect. Everybody heard of that? Okay, compounding. That's where the magic is. That's where you really want to get to. Okay, so I'll frame it up for you. I'm not good at golf at all, but let's suppose I was decent, okay? And we were golfing together. And I said, let's bet 10 cents a hole. Down? 10 cents a hole. Like how much you can lose, right? $1.80. Cool? Okay, so let's say after the first hole, I'm like, hey, how about this? How about we double it after every hole? What do you think? So it's 10 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents. Dig it? You guys in? Okay, everyone's in. Just so you know, one hole's 10 cents, second hole's 20, third hole's 40, fourth hole's 80, fifth hole's $1.60, then $3.20. The 18th hole is $13,107. Ooh-wee. See that? Right? Now do you want to do it? So how do you get this law to be to your advantage? Dig it? It's real. It's a universal law of consistency. It's supposed to be tough. Think about nature, right? We are nature. If you lose connection to nature, you lose connection to yourself. Dig it? So the seed, friction to break through, doesn't it? Right? The flower has to break through to bloom. Okay? There's friction all around nature before it blooms. Okay, so I want you to do this. I want you to write down what are 1 to 3 areas where I need to be more consistent. So it's your health. Quit looking for the immediate reward. If it's relationships, don't give up. Get out of your head. Right? If it's finances, consistent. Okay? 1 to 3 areas.